Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to my channel, All Things Kwateena. And first of all, first and foremost, I want to say not only good evening and hello, I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I have gained a couple of subscribers, about a handful over the last week or so. And thank you for engaging with me. Thank you for watching my content. That means so much because, when you put time into something, you would want to know that it's helping at least one person. So I want to take the time to say thank you because of that. And have you ever, thought of making custom t-shirts, but you don't know which method to choose? Vinyl, DTF, which is direct to film, and sublimation are three popular choices, but what makes them different? I'm going to talk today about a few things, how I got started, some things you may consider, some things you may want to avoid. So let's get to breaking this down. So I started in apparel. First of all, I've always had an interest in apparel. Let me just say that I have always had an interest in apparel ever since my sons were younger. A little bit about me, Kwateena, a little bit about me is I am from New England area. I was a teen mom twice over. I was married by the age of 19, and I was married for 8 years, and then I was a single mom and done a bunch of other things as well as being in ministry. So when actually back, I think when I was married, I started a vision board, and there were some things on there, including apparel. I had come across something in someone, and I wanted to start making apparel. I have always been very entrepreneurial minded. So, if I saw something with real estate, I was the one to buy the whole kit. I probably still got it in my basement. All these real estate videos, okay? I have tried other entrepreneurial ventures. I have tried Avon. I have tried, well, I'm currently a life insurance agent in my state. So, and a referral for, and if I have recently done affiliate marketing. So I am sharing about the apparel side of things. So there is vinyl, there is sublimation, and there is DTF, direct to film. Now, depending on what you're looking for, one option may be better than the other. For example, I am wearing sublimation. This is something that I have made with a converted printer. You can buy the printer. Um, I'm talking about custom t-shirts, custom apparel. DTF means direct to film. Direct to film, an example of that would be buying like an iron-on decal type of thing, similar to that. So this is direct to film. This is something that I bought already printed off, and I was able to use my heat press. Good evening. I was able to use my heat press to put it on this shirt. There's also called something of sublimation, which I had a converted, I took an Epson Eco Tank and I converted it, and you print it off and you print it directly to a polyester shirt or a polyester blend shirt. And then the last thing is vinyl, which I cut with my Cricut machine. And there's a host of different types of vinyl and material that you could do. So I wanted to break down the different options for people if they wanted to get their feet wet. My day is going well. Thank you. I hope your day is going well as well. So starting off with the Cricut. The Cricut machine can do so many things. I have an Explorer Air, so I can't do as much as the Cricut Maker. However, I wanted to master that. And so you can do a bunch of things with the Cricut, not only print out and cut vinyl for, you can do print then cut as well. I'm looking for my mug. I don't know what I did with my mug to show you guys that. Here's my mug. So you can do print to cut, and you can also do vinyl. I made this with my Cricut mug press. So there's so many different things. Once you get this under your belt, you can be so creative. You can also make money with this. You can do it for fun, but you can also make money with this. So I also wanted to say, as I'm beginning this live, that some of the things I'm going to talk about today, I am an Amazon influencer. So some of the things I talk about today, you can find in the links in the description. You can go to the craft section of my Amazon storefront and find some of the things that I'm talking about there, or see different things that I have used and recommend, that I have spent money on, that I've recommend. So I started with vinyl, actually. I started with vinyl, and let's see. This is puff vinyl as well as glitter vinyl. And what I have done here is an offset. So as I said, you can be very creative with this. Once I mastered that, you can also do what's called print on demand. You can do print on demand and have someone print your shirts for you. Now, you want to take into consideration your time, your convenience, your budget. Print on demand can cut into your profits because you're having an outside company take your idea, take your designs, and print them for you on demand at a customer's order, and they send you the profits. They send you what's left over. If you're using Etsy as your store, that may cut into your profits a bit more. I also want to pause here and say that you want to think about trademark. Okay, early on, I didn't think about that too much. For example, my son went to New York for a semester for college, and I was going to show the hoodie that I made, and then I thought about it, and I was like, nope, I can't show that because I made it for Pace University. However, I should have made it a little bit different because you want to check the trademark searches before you print anything for sale. There are certain rules that if you're doing it for personal use, that might be one thing. It depends on the license. But you definitely want to check the trademark, especially doing any type of print on demand. I want to say that up front. So, I use Canva a lot for creating designs. So that's how I've done a bunch. And this is one of them, which is Believe. I loved the design of it, and I made it my own by giving it a glitter offset and using puff vinyl on the inside. So this was my first time using puff vinyl, and it did not puff, guys. So another little tip here. It's not going to be as easy as you think. It's not going to be as clear cut as you think it is. You're going to want to test. You're going to want to practice, especially before you go out and try to sell things. I have seen crafters, do something one time and want to ask a bunch of questions. If you have to ask a bunch of questions, the reality is you're probably not ready to sell it yet. You want to really get comfortable with it. You don't want to give yourself any undue stress for something you're going into to probably enjoy and also make a little bit of money on the side. So the Cricut machine is what I use to cut and design and print out my vinyl. Another tip for offsets is you want to make the inside design slightly bigger. You want to make it slightly bigger so that there's no gaps when you go to put your offset or your glitter, like the black around here. You want to make the inside a slightly bigger so you don't have any gaps when you go to press it on the heat machine. Now, I will say I don't have a Cricut press. I have an industrial type like heat press. And I just got a newer one so I could do bigger shirt designs because I realized when people are asking me for 2X size or whatever, my first initial heat press was a struggle. It was a struggle to have that do the full design at once. You want even pressure, you want even heat. So there is that. I also outsource sometimes when I got tired of, so let me talk about the weeding. If you want to do Cricut, be prepared to do weeding. And that can be frustrating, especially with the black glitter, for example. I'll put it up to the screen so you can see it. So imagine cutting this on a block, like a rectangle of vinyl. And especially if you wear glasses, you have to peel and know where the lines are and not mess up, right? And that can cut into your profit. Once you mess up, that can cut into your profit because you have to buy more material. So you want to keep that in mind. You want to take time and you want to try to not master it and, master it, but you want to practice several times. If you are outsourcing, so for example, I decided to outsource my design. I could have printed this at home using vinyl, but at that time I had gotten tired of a little bit of vinyl, so I outsourced this and I sent my design to a company and they sent it back to me ready to press. This particular company I do not care for, and I'm going to tell you why. This is one of my Christmas outfits. Now, whatever they use, I don't know if it was like they printed the design and it was too old or whatever, but when I pressed it and when I washed it, I don't know if you can see the brown spots there. I was very upset, and thank God I didn't sell any of these, but I know not to order from that particular company anymore. So you really want to test and try things for yourself first before you send it out to your customers as much as you can. Because I was very upset. I'm very upset about this. This is something that I'll never get back. It was a gift for my son and his fiance, and now it's messed up because of the DTF transfer. So I'm going to try other companies with that. But you want to keep that in mind. You want to test companies. You want to check their reviews. If you're doing print on demand, you want to check the reviews of whatever company or vendor that they are using to produce that particular product. For example, during Christmas time, I was doing ornaments. You could choose from a host of different companies within that print on demand company, and I chose the one with the highest rating. Another example of DTF is what you can buy on Amazon. So you can go ahead and buy things that I already done. And what I did with this was I was doing a vending event and I didn't want to have to cut a bunch of designs on the spot because that would take away from the time of me helping customers and doing different things that I needed to do at the booth. So I brought some already made and already done designs. And as I said, at this time, I was also, I think, a little weary from weeding vinyl. But that's an idea. If you're going to do a vending event, you can buy some already made iron-on decals or DTF, direct-to-film transfers, already ready to go. If you have a generator, you can bring your heat press out there. And that is one way. You can also make some money on the side. And so this is one of them. This is also in my Amazon storefront, and the link you can see in the description. You can find where I got that. Hopefully it's still available. I meant to check that before I actually said that. So hopefully it's still available. And then the last thing is, as I said, sublimation. Sublimation is how I made this one. It has to be a blend of polyester of some kind. For it to work its best, 100% polyester. But you can start somewhere between, I believe, like 60% or higher blend with polyester. Also, let me go back quickly before I forget and say that DTFs can go on a host of different fabrics, okay? It's not limited like sublimation may be limited. Once this is in and bonded with the fabric, I don't have to worry about this anymore. Vinyl can wear and tear over time, though. Direct-to-film can wear and tear over time. I have found that DTF seems to be a little bit more durable than vinyl. Also, with vinyl, it depends on the company you use for that. So I will say that. I have good quality with my merch that I make. I have washed this several times. My customers have washed theirs several times. And I have yet to have any peeling or cracking yet. So I'm excited about that. But over time, when you wash things, over time, you want to wash it inside out. You want to give your customers care instructions, to tell them how to care for it if you're making it for a customer. And even if you want to just maintain your own apparel, there is that as well. So for sublimation, as I said, it has to be a blend of some type of polyester. And I don't have a DTF printer, actually. What I did was I converted an Epson Eco tank I have to do some repairs on it because when I was doing a sublimation project, I put in some small paper and it got jammed. So I need to fix that. I need to fix that. I'm very upset about it. In business, you find that sometimes once you buy something, something else breaks. But you don't get weary. You try new things, and so I really just wanted to come on and break down, as I said, the differences between vinyl, DTF, and sublimation. Sublimation is very versatile, though. So even though it's kind of limited on fabric, you can also do a host of different sublimation projects. I made my birthday cup last year with sublimation. With the Cricut, you can do projects that are vinyl only, or you can do print then cut. And not even just vinyl, there's different materials that you can put inside of you would have to look at the type of Cricut you bought, because there is the Cricut Maker and the Cricut Explorer. So my Explorer can't do embossing or engraving, for example. So try to think ahead. I also thank you. I also wanted to mention this. Just got back to my remembrance. Start to try to develop, if you do want to go into custom t-shirts or different projects like this business wise, start to have a think ahead type mindset. Okay, what I've learned this past quarter for Christmas, I didn't start as early as I should have, because I was listing some things on Etsy and people had their stuff for Christmas up way before me. I had just made the cutoff mark. So I didn't make a lot during that quarter because I didn't start my business ideas. I didn't start my research and everything, far enough in ahead of that coming quarter for Christmas, for even Black Friday. You want to think months in advance and get a business mindset. I'll give you another example. When the solar eclipse was happening, I was on Amazon and I came across these solar glasses. Now I said, oh, I'm going to wait. Maybe I'll find some cheaper. I didn't buy those glasses. I regretted it because everybody in my town group was looking for those glasses. And if I would have taken that hunch that I felt to buy those glasses as a business minded person, I could have made a profit. So just start thinking about that. Think about, where you want to go in business, what type of projects and ideas that you have, and start thinking ahead and try to plan ahead. And so that's basically what I wanted to get into tonight. I'll also share another different sublimation project. So I took one of my vacation pictures and I made a coaster. So I do photography. My shirt says small business owner, and I put my name, Blue Alice Photography, on here. This is a sublimation design, as I said before. But this is also a sublimation project. I took my picture and I put it on a special coated coaster. So I sold a couple of these during Christmas time. Not of me, of whatever they requested. I had someone, order a coaster for their supervisor with their initial on it. I've had purse holders. I probably should have had the purse holder up here. And that was sublimation as well. So I have done several things with sublimation. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else close I could grab that I've done. With my Cricut machine, I also made these keychains. So there's so much you can do. So this one says, if you saw me hit the curb, no, you didn't. You didn't see me hit the curb. No, you didn't. So I cut it out with vinyl, and then I put it onto this little motel keychain that is, kind of trendy right now, the motel keychains. So those are just some ideas to get you started. Hopefully, it has answered some of your questions about should or should you not delve into the world of custom t-shirt making. There's a bunch of things you should think about, as well as the type of heat press you want to get, and if that heat press has attachments or accessories that you may want to use in the future. I had my heat press for about 2 years before I even popped out the hat press. What? Before I still haven't even used the plate press yet, but I have used the tumbler attachments and the mug press. So just think about, you don't have to start everything at once, but if you at least ponder and do a vision board or do some kind of reflecting of where you want to be in the future, you can buy smartly and try to save a little bit of money in the long run because you'll already have those attachments that came with the bundle. So that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. I hope someone found this valuable, and I will see you next time. God bless.